Okay. I just went over John's Latin. Go ahead and check them at home, ladies, your quizzes, if your mom found the answers. If not, you can bring them to me, or you can scan them and email them to me if you want to. But I would really like to see how you did, so I can find out what we need to work on. We're going to move on to some new material, but keep practicing everything you've done. Because we're going to keep using everything you've done. We have, Bailey, I feel like you need to go somewhere else. Now you're standing on my court. We have learned 2 declensions. And one of the declensions has 2 different parts. First declension. A, a, arum, is, as, is. What gender are almost all of these? Feminine. The only ones that aren't are the ones that are a man job, right? Like agricola and poeta and nata. So that's pretty easy, feminine. And we have 5 cases: nominative, genitive, dative, accusative, ablative. What does the nominative do? Subject. Okay. And then we'll add in other cases later, but that's good enough. All right. Second declension. Us, e, o, e, orum, is, os, is. What gender are all of these? Masculine. All right. And then we have a second group. Second declension neuter, which, newsflash, they are neuter. E, o, a, orum, is, is. Why? When we look at a vocabulary list and they write this, say mensa, and then there's a comma, and then there's AE. What does this mean?
Genitive tells the case, right?
Genitive tells the declension. Yes, yeah, that's exactly what I wanted to hear. It is the genitive, or if they give you servus, like that, it's giving you the genitive, and the genitive tells you what declension a noun is. And why do we care? Because we have to know what endings to use. It's the only way we know what endings to use. So notice, this and this have the same genitive, so they're actually the same declension. They just kind of have a part 1 and part 2. All right? We're going to learn third declension this week. Now, it was easy to answer the questions I felt like about gender here, because almost all of these are feminine, and all of these are masculine, and all of these are neuter. Third declension isn't easy like that. I am sorry to report that third declension, you kind of have to know. I know. You have to learn the gender. It's not just automatic. However, there are ways, things that help us to make it easier to memorize them. So go ahead, and you ladies at home, let's open up your books to lesson, what are we on, 21? On page 56, okay? Now, I'm going to erase this because, I feel like, I'm going to move this just a little bit closer to see if you can see the whiteboard a little bit better. Now, have you noticed that all of our first declension adjectives or nouns end in the letter A, like mensa, Tara, Maria, they all end in A. And all the second declension regular ones end in us. They just all do. And all the second declension years end in Third declension, they don't all end the same way. And so many of them end with the letter X. You're learning Rex today. And so they don't do it this way, but I like to write out my endings this way. I like to use X as the beginning ending. They don't all end in X. But X also kind of stands for marking the spot of something, so I like to put X. X is E N A S ibus S ibus. These are our new endings. And we just have to memorize them. If you write them and say them over and over and over. And if you remembered, like I said, to take a week and you say, 6 times a day I'm doing this. I mean, each one takes, 15 seconds? You know, it wouldn't take that long. You would have them all down at the end of a week. So the genitive of third declension is is. So when they give us the nominative and genitive, the genitive is always going to end in is. That's how we know it's third declension. And they give us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 new words. Let's take a look at them. All right, you guys are in alphabetical order, and I'm not. I'm guessing dukes is first. Okay, dukes, ducus, or dukes, duchess. It means leader. We get the word duke from that. We saw the duke during the Middle Ages, duke this, duke that. And we see that it is masculine. See the M next to it? Well, because dukes are masculine. Leaders, military leaders in Rome would have been guys. So that's easy to remember. The next one is frater, fratris, brother. Well, you know what? Brothers are masculine, aren't they? So that's easy to remember. The next one, mater, matris, mother. Mothers are women, so it's feminine. So far, we're good. If you could remember dukes, that leaders were guys, so far we're good. Miles, militus, soldier. Soldiers were guys, so soldier is masculine. We get the word military, or militia, from miles, militus. Next word is pater, patris. Means father. Fathers are masculine. And soror, oh no, rex is next, isn't it? Rex regis, or rex regis, king. Regal, I'm only thinking of killing words. You know, regicide. Regicide is killing a king. Fratricide is killing your brother. Matricide is killing your mother. I don't know. All the words for killing come from these. And the last one is soror, sororis. Sisters are women. So sister is feminine. And I guess I didn't mention king. Kings are guys, so kings are masculine. So the good news is there's actually no words on this list that you have to sit down and memorize the gender of, because they're obvious. The women are feminine and the guys are masculine. And unless we forget that kings are guys or dukes are guys, leaders, well, we shouldn't have any problem. This is what it looks like when we decline a couple of these. And I want to take a look at declining these because there's a little bit of a trick to some of them. First of all, let's start with an easy one, rex. Rex, regis, regi, regem, rege, reges, regum, regibus, reges, regibus. Now, this has a trick to it that first and second declension don't have. It says that the word for king is rex regis. in your vocabulary list. Notice something. The X disappears and a G appears. And notice how the X disappears and the G is just there for all the rest of them. In third declension, you have to know the nominative and the genitive. First of all, because the genitive tells you what declension is, but second of all, because the genitive gives you the stem, the thing you stick the ending onto. So if I take away the ending, that's the stem. And if I don't memorize that rex regis means king, if I just memorize that rex means king, I can't do it. I can't decline it. I don't know the stem. So I have to memorize that rex regis means king. I have to memorize the nominative and the genitive. We didn't really have to do that with the first and second declension nouns, you know, because the ending was right there and you just took it off and there wasn't any trickiness to it. This has a trickiness to it. So if you do not memorize both of these, you will be helpless in declining these. That's the other kind of bad news about third declension. Okay, so this is one example. Let's take a look at. They did pater, patris. Let's do mater. So mater, matris means mother. So that's the nominative and the genitive. And then look at this. The E just disappeared, didn't it? I look at the genitive and I find that M-A-T-R. M-A-T-R is my stem. S-E-M-A. I'm going to go ahead and write my stem 5 times over here. S, ebus, S, ebus. Does that make sense? That I have to look at that genitive, that second one, and that tells me what the stem is, and that's what I stick my endings on. Let's take a look at miles. Miles, militus means soldier. So I write miles, militus, because I know that's the genitive. But I have to ask myself, well, what's my stem? M-I-L-I-T. That is the thing that I'm going to stick all my endings on. S-E-M-A-S, ebus, S-ebus. So when we learn this, like I said, it's just that one extra word. If before you learned mensa means table, agricola means farmer. Now instead of saying rex means king, say rex regis means king. Dux ducus means leader. And if you memorize it that way, it's just sort of like learning a word with extra syllables or something like that. And you'll always know what the genitive is, and then you can decline it. But if we don't learn it, we won't know it. Okay? So that's the first thing I want to, important thing. I guess those first 2 things. First of all, you got to know the genitive. Second of all, you have to, in some cases, we're going to have to memorize the gender, but they were really nice, and they gave you a list of words this week that you don't really have to work to memorize the gender because it's kind of obvious that sisters and mothers are feminine and the rest are masculine. One other thing. On your quiz, and up the last few weeks, we've been practicing making sentences. And we've been practicing putting adjectives with nouns, right? And we learned that if the table is big, then the word big has to have the ending that matches table. They're both nominative, and they're both feminine, and they're both singular. But if the gift is big, then we have to put a neuter ending. And trying to think of something second declension that can be big. Maybe the slave is big. He's a bodybuilder. And then they're both masculine. Now, up until now, I've been saying they match. And they do, they look alike, don't they? But technically, they match because of this. They're the same case, and they're the same number, and they're the same gender. Because now, we can have a good king. And they don't look anything the same. But they're both nominative, and they're both masculine, and they're both singular. They just use different declensions. This always uses first and second declension, and this is third. Or we can have a good mother, and now she's going to be a mater bona, because mothers are feminine. And they don't look the same, but they're both nominative and feminine and singular. Does that make sense? So you're gonna come up with more and more cases where they put an adjective and a noun together and they don't look at all alike. And you're going to be tempted to say, yeah, there's something wrong there. They don't look the same at all. But they do match. They just don't look the same. Does that make sense? Our saying Alma Mater. Have you ever heard the phrase Alma Mater? It means nurturing mother. Notice, Alma means nurturing, and it's got a feminine ending because mother is feminine. It's just an Alma, like a bona mater, Alma Mater. The mother who raises you and cares for you and builds you up. But people use that phrase to mean their colleges. Your college is your alma mater, and because it brought you up, it raised you, it turned you into the person supposedly that you are today. So people refer to their home college where they went to as their alma mater. My alma mater is the University of Illinois. That is where I went to school, so I refer to that as my alma mater. They have a statue in Champaign, the alma mater statue, and it's this lovely lady reaching out to her students, you know. So technically it means nurturing mother. Okay. I would really like to see your workbook if I can, because since your workbook is no longer like mine, I want to make sure they're not giving you something weird or new to do with this new declension that I need to explain. Also, you know how the ladies are. You know they got a pen out right now, and they're just ready to mark. I know it. Okay, on the bottom of page 126, and you can do this when I give it to you. You don't have to do word study and grammar. The word study and grammar. Oh, okay. You don't mind? It doesn't give you a rush of excitement to cross it off? Oh, and there's some at the top. Sorry. Okay. So ladies, there are 12 questions at the bottom of page 126 and the top of page 127. You do not have to do them. It is what we just talked about. I also, on page 127, I'll show you, and you ladies can look along, it says declension skills, and then, well, no, never mind, I will have you do that. They want you to look at each of the words in your list, tell me what gender it is, tell me the genitive, singular, and the stem, and compare the stem with the nominative. For example, the word Rex. It's masculine, right? Because kings are masculine. And then they ask for the stem, the genitive and the stem. They separate like this. So this is the stem. This is what I stick all the endings onto. And then it says, how is the stem different from the nominative? The X disappears or loses the X or something like that. And they want you to make an observation. So the one that they have given you in the book, stem lost its final E. You know, that's not really true. Stem lost it wasn't a final E, it was an E in front of the T and the R. Mostly though, I just want you to practice declining. All right, write the endings, decline pater, decline mater, decline frater, and remember it's all based on that stem that the genitive gives you, okay? So that shouldn't be too bad. Oh, you know what we're going to do? I know what we're going to do. Oh, and there is, the rest of it should be self-explanatory, but there's diagramming. You don't have to diagram the sentences, okay? But there are 2 sentences there, and I think we should translate the sentences. So go ahead, and you at home, and you go ahead and keep your book open to page 56 so you can look at the new words, okay? Because it's never fair to make people just suddenly do stuff with words they just learned. Okay. Maria est soror bona. All right, we're going to try to translate the sentence. Maria est soror bona. Mary is a good sister. Easy enough. Why did they put bona? Why did they put an A on the end of bona? It's an adjective, so it has to match its noun. And what is its noun? What is good? Mary, but even more so, you said she's a good sister. And sister is feminine, right? So we put a feminine ending. Excellent. And we have est because Mary is a she. So we need the he, she, or it. Boom. Okay. Let's look at the other one. This one's a little trickier. Milites novi hodie rogabunt. That's an R. Rogabunt.
What's
Roga was ask. That is not 9. Novem is 9, and it doesn't ever change its ending. This one's tricky. So we know that it's they.
I know that it's soldier today, and then they were asking.
Actually, rogabant would be they were asking.
Oh,
they will ask. So our question is, who could the they be? Soldiers. And notice it has our plural ending. The soldiers will ask today. And all we are lacking is this, and we just can't remember what novus means.
Oh, novus, yeah, new.
New. The new soldiers will ask today. I don't know what they're going to ask. But this is a good example. Remember, soldiers is nominative, and it's plural, and it's masculine. And novi is nominative and plural and masculine. These two words match. New soldiers, even though they don't look anything the same. Well done. Good job. Okay, I would like to take a moment. I wanted to make sure we got through all that. Let's do a verb synopsis. Do we want to do the be verb or a different verb? Do you feel like be verb practice would be good? Yeah. Okay. So, the principal parts of the be verb. Sum, esse, fui, futurus. You're the only one here, so you get to pick the person and number. What do you want to do?
First person plural.
Oh, all right. And what is that in English? We. Okay. And we'll do present, imperfect, future, perfect, pluperfect, future, perfect. Okay. And ladies, remember, if you want to just pause the video, then you can practice it and see if you're right.
Would that be summas?
Yes, it would. And how do we translate that? We are. Imperfect.
Is this ram? So ram or ramus?
Yes, perfect. Translate it.
We were.
We were. Good. Future. Erimus. You got it. Now, we will. We will be. Yes, if we put an adjective on the end to flesh out. Okay, so then in our perfect system, we know our stem is foo, because we go to the third principal part. That would be imus, foo imus. All right, now translate this one. This gets a little trickier. Yes, but have is not the be verb, but have is the right helper. Stick an adjective. We have been. We have been.
Would this be going like foo ram, foo ras?
Yes.
Furamus.
So if this is we have been, this is we had been. Perfect. All right, and then future perfect.
Is that furamus?
Yes.
We will have been.
Perfect. Perfect. Good. I think we have really gotten those down. I feel like they've been throwing a lot of be verb sentences at you, and things like that. So maybe practicing that. And let's go through. Again, ladies at home, you can stop it. Stop the playback if you want to quiz yourself. Let's go through every single one of our sayings so far in the book. And I'm sorry, you're the only one here. So you could it's just kind of a quiz on you. Okay. The unit reviews have them all together, so let me go to that. Okay. In coro recitemus.
I know it. I literally know this. It's not coming to me. It rings the bell, though. Let's recite together.
Yeah. Stabat mater. Yeah, the mother was standing. I guess I should say these again into the mic. Civis Romanus sum. Do you know, ladies? I am a Roman citizen. Okay. In umbra igitur pugnabimus. Yeah, then we shall fight in the shade. Up to the next one. Ora et labora. Pray and work. Do you remember whose motto? Or do you happen to know? Like that's a famous monk.
Oh,
That was the Saint Benedict, because he should do both. He felt like semper fidelis. Always faithful. Errare est humanum. Yeah, to err is human. Nunc aut numquam. Now or never. Fortes fortuna. Yes. Fortune aids the brave. So not the fortunate, but fortune, chance. All right, and then these last ones you just did on your quiz. So, but why not do them again? Roma Eterna. Anno Domini. Antebellum. Quator Ani Tempora. And Mater Italiae Roma. Beautiful. And Alma Mater. Nurturing Mother is our new one. Okay, do the exercises in the book. Just sit down with a piece of paper every day. And this goes for you, and also you ladies, if you missed any of your first and second declension endings, it's easier for them than you, because they did an earlier, like younger kid Latin book, and they had to memorize those endings before. And you just kind of had to do them now. But if you guys are having any trouble with those, write them out every day, and make it your goal. Just see if you can know all your endings a week from now. And if you don't have time, say, I'm short on time, I've got other things going on, my family's busy, I don't really have time to do a whole worksheet page. If you have 5 minutes, 10 minutes, review some words and write out your endings. All right. And then maybe that afternoon you'll have another 5 or 10 minutes and you say, you know what, I'm just going to take another time, write out my endings and review some more words. And you will make surprising progress. But we'll shore up those endings, and I think we're ready, and you're 3/5 of the way through the book. So, all right, ladies, stay well. I hope that your stomach bug does not travel any farther into beyond people that it already is at, and I hope to see you next week. All right, bye-bye.